Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome into my Shin Megami Tensei 2 review. I recently reviewed Shin Megami Tensei 1 and I am now going to be reviewing the sequel Shin Megami Tensei 2. Let's get right into the review, starting with what this game is about. Shin Megami Tensei 2 takes place in the cyberpunk setting of Tokyo Millennium. You play the role of an amnesiac hero named Hawk. You're found on the streets of the city of Valhalla being attacked by demons, and you're rescued by a man named Okamoto. Okamoto owns a gym in the city of Valhalla and trains Hawk to become a gladiator and participate in a gladiator tournament that is held in the city of Valhalla. Hawk ends up entering the tournament, and in the tournament he must face an opponent. He defeats his opponent and he ends up winning the gladiator competition. As a result, he is granted citizenship to an area called the Center. At the Center, it is found out Hawk's real name is Aleph and that he originally was from the Center. He is told that he's actually the Messiah who is supposed to save mankind and fulfill a plan to create a society known as the 1,000-Year Kingdom. And then the story goes from there. Now, in terms of how Shin Megami Tensei 2 plays, it is very similar to the first Shin Megami Tensei game. The game takes place from a first-person perspective, and all exploration and battling is done in a first-person point of view. As you travel through different areas in the game, you'll get into random battles with enemies. Once a battle begins, you'll have the option to either fight the enemy or talk with the enemy to negotiate with them. Either that or you can choose to run from the battle. In battle, you can use regular attacks, use items, or you can cast spells to heal yourself or attack enemies. Upon defeating enemies in battle, you'll win the battle and then be awarded EXP and money. Like most RPG games, once you get enough EXP, a character will level up and get stronger. Another really nice thing is that, like the first Shin Megami Tensei game, once you level up a character, you can allocate a point into their stats, and because of this, the character customization in the game is very good because there's a lot of different character builds that you can try out, and it gives the game replay value because you can play the game one way, do a certain character build, and then play the game again and try putting points into different stacks for a character and see if it makes the game easier or harder. Then one thing that is really great in the game too is the really fast battle speed. So in battle, once you turn on the auto battle feature especially, battles go at an incredibly fast pace and you can get through most easy battles in the game like very fast in the game. In battles, instead of simply defeating enemies, players have the option to negotiate with demons to join their party. This adds an extra layer of strategy to combat encounters, as you must learn each demon's personality traits and preferences in order to successfully recruit them. Provided you manage to negotiate with them successfully, you'll then be able to recruit that demon into your party, and you'll be able to summon them to battle with you. You can battle with up to 6 party members in Shin Megami Tensei 2. This game also brings back the unique fusion system from SMT 1 that allows players to combine different demons and create powerful allies to aid them in their battles against formidable opponents. This mechanic not only adds depth and complexity to the gameplay, but also encourages strategic thinking and experimentation. Now, Shin Megami Tensei 2 improves a lot of things over the gameplay of Shin Megami Tensei 1 on the Super Famicom. First off, the game has many better quality of life features. In the first SMT game on the original Super Famicom version, you had to navigate through multiple menus to open up a map of an area you were in. In SMT 2, they made it so that you can open the map of the area you're in with the press of just one button, making it a much quicker process. They rebalanced attack magic a lot better in SMT 2 and made it so that you cannot keep using attack magic repeatedly and then keep hitting a boss with status effects and prevent them from doing anything the entire boss fight. SMT 1 had a problem with that and they fixed it here in SMT 2. Another big improvement with this game also is the graphics are massively improved over Shin Megami Tensei 1 Super Nintendo. One of the biggest improvements in SMT2 over the first game is the storytelling. The story in the first game had a lot of really interesting ideas. A big problem in SMT1 storytelling was that the events were very short in the game, so because of that, the characters really could not have an in-depth conversation about the events going on in the game storyline. The storytelling is different in SMT2 though. The characters get way better character development. There's really good plot twists in the game, and the dialogue is much better written. The characters and the storytelling in Shin Megami Tensei 2 and the world of the game is way better than the first Shin Megami Tensei game. SMT2 also brings back the alignment system from SMT1. You have 3 alignments you can choose in the game, just like the first game. There's law, chaos, and neutral alignments. Each alignment gives you a different path through the game and makes you fight different bosses, see different story cutscenes, and get a different ending to the game. As players navigate the post-apocalyptic world of SMT2, they will encounter various factions and individuals who embody conflicting ideologies. The choices presented to them are not simply black or white. Should players align themselves with law, a totalitarian regime that promises order at the expense of personal freedom, or should they embrace chaos? The chaos alignment being anarchy personified that values individual liberty above all else. Alternatively, do you say no to both of those and go the neutral path? Now, we talked about a lot of the good things in the game, how the gameplay has been improved, how the story is really good in the game, and the music is also very good in this game as well. But what are some of the flaws in SMT2? The first flaw to bring up in SMT2 is that when you go to buy weapons or armor at a store, you can't see how the weapon or armor you're buying will change your character stats until you buy that piece of equipment and then equip it on the character. So because of this, buying new equipment for characters can be very frustrating because you'll end up buying a piece of equipment, not sure if it's better, and then you buy it, you equip it, and you find out it's worse. Another really big flaw of the game is that there is an insane amount of backtracking in this game. There's tons and tons of backtracking you gotta do in order to progress through the main story. So that's another really big flaw with the game, is a crazy amount of backtracking in this game. The third flaw I'll bring up with the game is that one part of the game, there's a part of the game where you have to get an item to continue the main story. But you have to have the main character's magic stat at 10 points. The way they designed this part of the game is completely illogical to how the player would play. Because the main character, Aleph, in the entire game cannot ever use magic. So because of that, you will never put points into his magic stat. So if you get to this part of the game and you're playing the game blind and you don't know about this part, you'll likely have to go get a bunch of level ups and put a bunch of points into his magic stat. Overall though, Shin Megami Tensei 2 is a great sequel to the original Shin Megami Tensei game. The game has way better storytelling, better gameplay, a great game world. The game is a ton of fun to play, but it does have some flaws overall. But overall, I very highly recommend this game. I don't think it would be crazy to say that this might be the best of the old school SMT games with the first person perspective before the PlayStation 1 era. Either way, I want to say thank you all so much for watching. I really greatly appreciate it. If you enjoyed the review, please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would really greatly appreciate it, and I will be reviewing more of the Shin Megami Tensei games, and I will be covering all of the mainline games all the way to the very last game that is currently out, Shin Megami Tensei 5. Thank you all very much to everybody who was watching. I really greatly appreciate it, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you all so much.